up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my April reset routine. If you guys are new here, I film these videos every month. I've been doing them for over a year now, which is crazy. We talk all about goal setting and budgeting, and I actually have some new segments to add in this month just to kind of switch it up from all the other ones that you guys see. So I'm really excited to take you guys along. I'm also finally going to share my hex codes for my Google Calendar with you guys because you guys have been asking, and I'm honestly just so excited. I think we should just hop into it because this month, it's going to be a good one. I know it. March was a really good month, and let's just jump into it. I wanted to start this off with a new little segment, just kind of talking about some of my current favorites. I thought this would be just like a fun way to like mix up the video, if that makes any sense, and just, you know, I feel like my monthly resets are very much like budgeting, goals, planning, which is totally fine. I love doing that. But I wanted to make it a little more personal and add in just like some more like lifestyle things and just make this like a whole almost like monthly wrap up of like everything I enjoy, almost like a podcast. So I wanted to share with you guys some of my current favorites, whether it's a book, podcast, TV show, movie, song, random favorites, etc. So my favorite book of the month, which by the way, if you're interested in my books, I film a whole monthly book wrap up as well as I post all of my book reviews in real time on Instagram. So make sure you guys are following me there. But I think you guys already know what it is if you Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Peckinham. Absolutely amazing thriller. It's up there with The Wives and The Silent Patient for me. So good. It's basically about these wealthy Washington suburbanites, Marissa and Matthew, and then she confesses that she cheated on him, so they hire a therapist named Avery, and they glide through Avery's door, and Marissa reveals her infidelity. All three are set on a collision course, because the biggest secrets in the room are still hidden, and it's no longer simply a marriage in danger. Page turner, like absolutely so suspenseful, nail biter, amazing thriller. Highly recommend. Like go into a blind and just pick it up. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, favorite TV show. I have two technically. So this month we watched all the seasons of Yellowstone and we just started Peaky Blinders. Well, we're already on season 3. But Matt and I are big TV watchers. We're not huge movie people unless it's Marvel. So, oh, and we finally finished Loki. We had started it and there's just so much going on in the Marvel universe that like it's a lot to keep up with. Like we still have to watch Hawkeye. We still have to watch Winter Soldier. Like there's just so much. But this month we watched a lot of shows. I mean, Yellowstone was amazing. I loved it because I obviously grew up in the country. Surprisingly loved it too for a city boy. And we're watching Peaky Blinders, which Matt has watched and I haven't, and I'm obsessed with it. I love anything historical. It's amazing. We've clearly been into like kind of the mafia situation with Yellowstone. I mean, Yellowstone's not really a mafia, but you know, the whole like action-packed stuff. So super good. A good month for TV shows. I'm trying to think if we watched any movies this month. Well, I actually rented The Hating Game and I watched that, which I thought it was good. I still think the book was better, but I did watch The Hating Game this month. I think that was the only movie I watched. We're really not huge movie people, like I said, unless it's Marvel. My favorite podcast this month, I'm just gonna go through all the podcasts that I listen to. I've been really into the Health Code Daily, which if you guys don't know is Sarah Day's podcast with her husband Kurt, and they're just like fun little 10-minute episodes, which I love because sometimes I'm only in the car for like 10 minutes driving somewhere, and so I really love them. So yeah, they have a normal podcast called The Health Code, and then they have the Health Code Daily, which is just like little 10-minute podcasts. I absolutely love them. Current podcast obsessions, I don't really listen to a ton of new ones, but I love Not Your Typical with Caitlin Nolan. Obviously I'm like Caitlin's biggest fan. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but My Dad Wrote a Porno is probably one of the best podcasts of all time. If you guys don't know, I'll just read you like the little synopsis. It says, imagine if your dad wrote a dirty book. Most people would try to ignore it and pretend it never happened, but not Jamie. Instead, he's decided to read it to the world in this award-winning comedy podcast. So they basically like, read each chapter, this like group of friends, and it's freaking hilarious. I'm obsessed with it. A drama with Rachel Vinn and Anna, obviously. 80/20 with Lily Rayco. Note to Self by Peyton Sarton. Addicted to the Mouse, that's a Disney podcast with Dan and Leslie. Budget podcast, one of my all-time favorites. And yeah, so those are some of my favorite podcasts. Favorite song of the month? That's gonna be a hard one. Also obsessed with Can't Have Mine by Dylan Scott. I think Dylan Scott is one of my favorite country artists. So the current favorites, I'm also really obsessed with Pilates right now, which I know everyone talks about, but I'm so sore. But anyways, yeah, those are some of my current favorites. If there's categories you guys want me to add, let me know. Like if you guys want like miscellaneous favorites, makeup favorites, like all that kind of stuff. I tend to use the same products over and over again, but I thought that'd be kind of fun. Oh, since I have my journal here, let's just jump into my goals for the month and see what we accomplished. It's kind of like a really casual episode, but let's jump into my goals. Let's see what we accomplished this month. So some of them I already checked off like throughout the month. I usually do like a mid-month check-in and books. I did think I found a good work-life routine this month. I did try a new book genre. I read ACOTAR, and then this doesn't really count because I only go on vacation March 31st. So I don't really know why I put that in the March goals, not April, but take 4 in-person spin classes. I did that. I did try a new type of workout. I took barre this month and Pilates. I did move up my rings and close my loops daily. I did start my half training plan this week. I found a realistic workout split, and then I have been averaging 12,000 steps a day, but you guys will see my April goals that I changed the wording on this because I don't think it's possible every day, but I think most days I did it, so I can do that. I did not invest $500 this month. I'm waiting for a ton of brand payments. You guys will see my budget portion of this video. Like, I'm waiting for a lot of payments, so yeah, I didn't do that. I also did not save $2,000 for car insurance. Once again, I'm just waiting for a lot of payments to come in. I don't know why I put this here because it's going to be in April. I did not buy a standing desk either, but I did finish and submit my taxes. So yeah, money-wise, I think setting financial goals can be kind of hard sometimes because I'm assuming a brand's going to pay me and sometimes they don't. Like, I'm still waiting on some payments from December, so it's kind of iffy. But at the time of filming this, I haven't hit 50K yet, which is totally okay. Like, I know that I will hit it. Currently, at time of filming this, I'm 9,114 subscribers. So we're almost there. We're getting there. So I'm going to say no. But this month was huge on Instagram. 10,000, which is so freaking crazy, you guys. I can't believe it, honestly. So huge month over on Instagram. I have been posting twice a week on Instagram. Really proud of myself. And then at the time of filming this, it's March 26th. And then, yeah, at the time of filming this, I've already hit the 4,000. So that's super exciting. That is before taxes. So those are my March goals. Pretty good month. But once again, it's okay if you don't hit all your goals. Like, that is life. You're not going to hit them all every month. It is what it is. Now let's go to April and we'll chat about them. So as per usual, I'll put my goals on the screen for you guys so you guys can follow along and set your goals. So my cute little quote for April is, my favorite weather is bird chirping weather, which is so true. I just love it. I can't put it into words. I think it's my seasonal depression, but when I wake up and I hear birds chirping, I'm like, instantly it's gonna be a great day. Could be the shittiest day ever, but it's still gonna be a good day. Anyways, that's the quote. So I feel like setting goals sometimes is so hard. It's so easy to be repetitive and just use the same goals, but I'm really trying to get outside of my comfort zone. I think personal goals, I want to read 10 books this month. That's a good number for me. It's a pretty low number actually. And whenever you're setting goals, I mean, it's hard because some goals you want to set on the higher end and some you want to set on the lower end. For books, I never want to pressure myself because it is a form of self-care for me. So I put my number on the lower end so I'm not pressured. Whereas like a YouTube goal or work goal, I tend to put on the higher end to push myself. I think it just depends on the goal, but I am averaging right now about 15 to 20 books a month. So 10 is good. We are going on vacation for the first week. So I know that I'm really going to only have like 3 weeks of reading. So I'm kind of incorporating that. But I want to read at least 2 fantasy books this month. I want to read King of Battle and Blood and also Court of Mist and Fury this month. So 2 fantasy books at least. Next is try out a new coffee shop. Might involve an adventure, but you guys know I have 2 days off from work and those are like my YouTube and grad school days. And I finished my first semester of grad school this month. So, oh, I didn't put a grad school goal. That's okay. But I figured we'd like treat ourselves after we get through finals and try out in a coffee shop or maybe find a coffee shop to study in. Next is pick out our flooring. We said that when we came back from Disney, we would like kind of gung-ho get started on our home renos. So first step is picking out flooring and waiting for it to go on sale and then buying it. So I'm hoping by the end of April, we have the flooring in the basement or like stored in the basement. The next is do 2 to 3 small home upgrades. March was a really good month. We did a bunch of fun things. We got a new entryway table. We replaced the lock on the front door, just some like fun little things. So I want to keep that going with some upgrades for April, but just small things. We need to get a new handle for the door and just stuff like that. Health and wellness, we have consistent workout routine. I'm super excited. I'm actually starting personal training in April with a company. I'm starting with Copilot. I'm actually working with them on a video. Super stoked because my trainer and I are very aligned. We have the same goals and I'm really excited to start cross training with running. Next is a bit of a challenge, but I think I need a challenge right now, and that is to start a variety of 75 hard. I don't want to commit to full 75 hard. I admire anyone who did. My internet friend Kim just did it and she did an amazing job, but I just don't think for me it's sustainable. And I know the whole point of it is a challenge, but I kind of want to do a modification of 75 hard. I just think like life is short, you know, like I don't want to give up blind, to be honest. So I'm gonna brainstorm maybe on our trip, and I know that when we come back from our trip, all I'm gonna want to do is like exercise and eat lots of greens because we're going to be eating a lot of like fast food and Disney food. So I want to start and brainstorm some variety of 75 hard-ish, whether it's like doing the 2 45-minute workouts. I already did the reading thing, and just making it a bit more challenging for me and a little bit tailored to me is to get 15,000 steps 5 times a week. So right now, Monday to Friday, I probably average about 15,000 steps, and on the weekends, I maybe average, about 10. So that's totally fine with me because the weekends are more of just like a rest period for me, and is, you know, 5 times a week, whatever days, that's totally okay with me. The next is try 3 new workout classes. I recently switched gyms, and the gym has so many different classes. I've already done Pilates and bar, and so I really want to get outside of my comfort zone, and still decided to plop down if you heard that. Try some more workout classes. It's really hard for me. I'm a very anxious person when it comes to trying new things. Like I get really anxious trying new workout classes, but I want to push through and do that this month. Next is go for a hike or two. Now that it's spring, the snow's melted, hopefully we can get up to Gatineau Park and do some hikes with Stella because it's one of her favorite things. Next in financial goals, we have save $3,000 for car insurance. Once again, financial goals have been really hard to set because I'm just backlogged on a lot of brand payments. But if you guys didn't watch my March money update or March money diary video, I talked about how my car insurance is a priority. I said it in my March reset that it wasn't, but it really should be a priority of mine. I want to save up for that because I'm up for renewal in May, and you usually get your letter a month in advance. So hopefully early April, I'll know how much my insurance renewal is going to be, and then I can save that amount. I'm just kind of estimating right now. I don't know if it's going to stay the same, if it's going to go down. So I want to have a decent amount put aside for that. Decided to join us, so I had to like shift the camera a little bit. So if the angle changed, I'm sorry. But next is to make $5,000 in AdSense. I feel like this is possible. AdSense is so up and down, but I think it's possible. And I did $4,000 this month, so I think it's possible if I push myself a little more. Once again, it's not really up to me how much money I make in AdSense as long as I'm posting consistently. Next is keeping a buffer in my checkings. My buffer right now is about $2,000, so typically it'll be $2,000 plus whatever my paycheck is. Next is to keep practicing an abundance money mindset, which has been working really great for me. It's worked really, really well. More than budgeting. Like I'm just being a conscious spender, and it's worked amazing for me, so I want to keep that up, especially on vacation. Vacation, I feel like it's so easy to get into a scarcity mindset, but I'm not letting myself, so I want to keep working on that. Social media goals. So here I have signed 2 to 3 sponsors for May. Once again, I feel like some stuff is just like out of my league. Like I can't always do that. Like obviously my management reaches out to companies, but companies have to want to work with me. So fingers crossed we can sign some people for May because I'm typically a month ahead, and I've gotten some really exciting emails lately. So fingers crossed they work out. Keep posting 2 times a week on Instagram. I've been using Instagram as more of just like a diary instead of being aesthetic and cool and like all that stuff. I just love to post whatever. So I want to keep it up. I'll post more photo dumps. I love doing those. So that's my goal for April, is to keep posting twice a week. I think that's a good amount because I post on my stories and stuff every day. To check a brand off my bucket list, which I'll show you guys my bucket list in a second, but I basically at the beginning of the year made a bucket list for 2022 brand collabs and brands, like dream brands that I wanted to manifest. So fingers crossed one of them maybe gets checked off this month. Is obviously something that's a little bit out of my, not comfort zone, but you never know if it's going to happen, which is get invited on a brand trip or just go to another brand event. So fingers crossed. But those are all of my goals for April. So hopefully you guys did some goal setting with me. In my 2022 brand collabs, I wanted to show you guys that page. Brand collaborations. So there's like new brands I've already worked with, and then also down at the bottom, PR/gifted campaigns, and on there I have a hotel stay in a new city. I'd love to work with a company, like a charity for a half marathon, PR event in Ottawa, which I can actually check that off because I'm doing that tonight, kind of. Book PR, getting any ARCs, and then I wrote red carpet event. That's like a total dream of mine in Toronto. So yeah, those are my goals, and that's what my brand collab sheet looks like. They're just some brands I'm kind of manifesting. I did already check off QuickBooks, which is amazing, but I also like to track like my monthly statistics with subscribers and finances. So I have this page, which is my subscriber count, AdSense tracker. I obviously film these videos a little bit ahead of time for you guys. I just put them in pencil and then I change them, but I still like to write it down just to kind of see where I'm at. So let's write it down and see where we're kind of at for the month. It gives us an idea of, you know, what's to come in the next few days, but it's nice to at least put it down in pencil. Alrighty, so subscriber count earlier, but we're at 49,114. This month we gained 1,914 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Like, even if I gained 1 subscriber a month, I would be so grateful because it's still one new face on my channel. I literally love you guys so much. We go to my AdSense tracker for March. I'm currently at the time of filming this $4,109, and that is obviously before taxes. So that is that for the bullet journal portion of this video. Well, I actually don't know if this is your favorite part. Let me know what your favorite part of these videos is. I'm super curious because mine is definitely the budgeting, because I love talking about money. I love it. I love it so much. So we're gonna pull up my budget. And if you guys did not watch my March budget with me, I actually did a whole separate video. I recently downloaded a spreadsheet from Etsy, which I've been really hesitant to do, only because obviously showing my budget is a huge part of my channel, and this is obviously not sponsored or anything. Like, I bought this with my own money. So I feel like it's kind of hard to purchase spreadsheets because I don't want you guys to think I'm like biased to one store, but I just really liked her spreadsheet, and I'm a very visual person, so I just love that it has all of the graphs and stuff. And I personally am someone who would rather just like pay $30 and buy a budget spreadsheet because I just don't have the time or the patience to make one. So that's just a little disclaimer. This isn't sponsored or anything. I did pay for this by myself. And yeah, so let's jump into it. I'm super excited. For some of you guys, it's probably the first time you're seeing this. Trying to get the timing of these videos is so hard. So this is what it looks like. This is just my year at a glance, and it kind of gives you a breakdown of my cash outflow right now. So this year so far, for January, February, and March, 54% of my income has gone to savings, 28% to bills, 3.3% to debt, and 13% to expenses. And then this just shows the budget versus actual for my year so far. I'd like to see my savings a little bit higher. I'd like to maybe see it at like 60 or 70, but obviously I'm just grateful I can save it all. And then I love this. Like, this is just stuff that I don't have the time or the patience to do. So it just gives you a breakdown of every month and kind of everything so far. So let's go to March and kind of see how March went. So you guys will see here that I'm over here. So I finally figured out what my corporate job income is going to be. I definitely overshot. I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought it would be close to what I was making for 5 days. I don't know why. It's because I got a pay raise, so I thought it would be the same, and it's not, and that's okay. So I'm making $1,100 every 2 weeks for working 3 days a week. Yeah, I did get a pay raise with this new job, like I think $5 or $6 an hour. If you guys don't know, a lot of hospital jobs, even corporate jobs, are hourly. It's just like the way the hospital works. My part-time job, I actually didn't fill this in, I'm silly. I only worked once this month. I work at another hospital, PRN, and I made $179 from that. That just like stayed in my checkings. AdSense, I was pretty close. I made $3,300 this month. And then brand deals, I always put 0 because you never know if a brand's gonna pay you. And I ended up getting one brand payment this month for $14.50. Over here, we're pretty typical, besides we had to pay property taxes this month, so that was fun. That was $676, my half. Matt and I split everything. It's just what works for us. And then, yeah, other than that, all my bills were typical. Expenses, we did not spend a lot on groceries this month, but you guys will see we spent a lot in other places. But at the end of the day, you guys know I'm working on abundance mindset and I'm not being super strict with my budgeting. I don't ever say to myself like, oh, I don't have money for gas, my budget's over, I can't buy gas. Like, it just means I pull from another category. And as long at the end of the month, if my total is what I budgeted, that's all that matters to me. So you guys can see here that I underspent groceries, but I overspent on miscellaneous. But at the end of the day, it still came out to be lower than my budgeted amount. So as long as that number is kind of even at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I'll go through those transactions with you guys, kind of separate ones, and how much it cost. Eating out, we didn't do too much of that this month. I need to actually add in our Taco Bell from last night. Gas, I mean, gas is crazy expensive everywhere right now. I don't barely even drive, but I did have to, I started the month with half a tank. So then I put half a tank in, and then I just drove a decent amount this month. So then I filled up my car, the full tank, and that was 75 bucks. So I spent a lot more than I thought, but it's okay because once again, I underspent in some categories. Starbucks a decent amount, and I have a ton of stars, so I didn't really spend much money. Pet, we spent a bit more than usual. Talk about that after. Self-care, I got my hair done, which was $175 with my tip. I tip like $50. I'm a big tipper. I think it's important. My mom works in the service industry. I know how important it is. I'm still gonna get my nails done before our trip, but that's not until next week, so maybe you guys will see that at the end of the month. But I mean, my nails will obviously not cost me $100 and something, so we're under in that category. Alcohol, we were under. Health and wellness, I had that at $150 because I joined a new gym and I wasn't sure what my charges would be, but I actually got 2 months free when I signed up. I just had to pay the enrollment fee, which was like $90. Personal spending, I was under a little bit. I bumped it up a little bit higher. You guys will know in my March budget with me, it was at $300, but I knew that I had to get shorts for a trip and stuff, so I bumped it up to $400. And then miscellaneous, well, that was a lot, and that's just like a random category. Payments, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm putting in debt. Like, should it be my credit cards? I'm only gonna put my credit cards if it's not my expenses. So I had a lot of questions about like where you're putting your credit card payments, but technically my credit card payment is my expense summary because we put everything on a credit card. So the debt payment is just anything that's not this expense. Like for example, I bought a new camera this month. I bought a G7X for traveling, business write-off. That was, well, it was around $900, but I overpaid my credit card last month, so I only had to pay $700 on my credit card. It was at like negative $200. And you guys will see I used some of the brand deal money for that. My business credit card is on automatic payment from my business bank account. So basically, I'm going to explain this in a video upcoming on just how I balance different bank accounts and stuff. But yeah, so that just came right out of the bank account, and now there's just some money sitting there. In terms of my YouTube AdSense, what I did with it, I put that into my vacation fund. So I put $2,000 in there, and then I left $1,300 into my checkings as a buffer because you guys know I'm trying to have a $2,000 buffer. So you guys know we obviously do a lot of like random home shopping. I didn't know where to put this, so I put it on the side here because it's coming from a savings account. So I don't know if that counts as an expense because it's not coming from my checkings or it's not going on my credit card. But I have a Neo credit card. You guys know I love Neo. I have a Neo savings account, and I have $500 on there at all times for home stuff. This month, we have a basement freezer from Matt's brother that we borrowed when we moved, and we decided to keep it. So we sent him money for that. So we each sent him $125. I bought handles for the entryway table. That was $24.72. We bought the entryway table was $90, so we each paid $45. I got a chair for my office on Facebook Marketplace, and that was $70. And then we also got a new door lock, and that was $45 each because we split it. So that all came from my home renovation fund, which is now a bit depleted. So you guys will see in April we have to replenish that. And then just a note, I kind of write notes on the side. I bought a Lululemon skirt this month. You guys know I had that whole ordeal last month where they sent me extra stuff, so I got a gift card. So I put that on the gift card. It is pretty normal. Yeah, enrollment fee for the gym, $90.29. Box set for Akatar. I rented an Airbnb in Ukraine for $172.29 to support the refugees. Well, to support the owner, but basically I bought this Airbnb and then I messaged the owner and said like, I'm obviously not coming to Ukraine, like please use this to pay your employees or refugees. And I heard back from him. It was super kind. So that's what that was. I applied for Nexus finally this month, although there's no interviews anywhere. That was $63.90. Pretty standard month. Bought a pair of jeans at Abercrombie, $56.25. Hair appointment, $175. They'll take medication that lasts for 6 months, and that is around $180. So my half was $90, and then yeah, gas. So I have to add it in. I haven't spent money the last few days, but I just have to add in our Taco Bell from last night. But that's fine because if you go into my eating out, I'm still way under budget. So overall, super good month. Let's set up April. We inputted the basics into here, so condo fees, mortgage, car payment, utilities, etc. I lined all of that up for the month. My corporate job, these are just like the paychecks. Actually, I need to put this at $1,100, and then this one will be lower. This one should probably be around $9. I'm gonna put $800 actually. Let's set some grocery budgets. So I'm gonna say $300. Eating out, I'm gonna put $100 because I'm sure we'll maybe hit up a patio if it's nice. Coffee shops, I'm gonna put,
I'm gonna put 30. No, I'm gonna put 50. Alcohol, I'll put 80 because we get boxes of wine. Pet, I don't think there's anything this month. She doesn't have any vet appointments. We about to take medication. I'm gonna put 0. So I'm gonna put 150, sadly. Clothing, I'm gonna put 0. I really don't need anything. Books, I'll put 30 just in case I buy a book or 2. Health and wellness, I feel like I'm gonna run out of collagen, so I'm gonna put 50. And then miscellaneous, oh, I forgot to put just like personal spending. I'm gonna put 200 and see if I can stick with that. And then miscellaneous, I just will put 50. I don't really know. That's like parking and random stuff. So that leaves us with $2,100. And I technically have a buffer in my account, so it's not like that's all I have left. The only thing is, let me calculate and see. I'm working with some brands that are usually really quick to pay me, so I'm going to $4,000. I don't know if I'm going to get it all, but I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to like manifest the payments coming my way. So let's put $4,000. That way, when I get the brand payments, let's just hope, okay? In terms of debt, yeah, I don't really know what I'm putting where, but I guess I'll put, so I want to put $3,000, like I said, into my sinking fund, which is my short-term savings. I'm going to do $3,000 for my car insurance, and then when I get my car insurance amount letter in the mail, I can adjust it, but that's what I said I wanted to do. And that leaves me with a $3,000 buffer in case I don't get all of those payments in, so I think that's a good plan. I need to put some money in my savings for home renovations. I'm going to put $750 this month aside for flooring, because the flooring will be around $1,500 and Matt and I will split that. So that is my plan there. And that leaves me with a little bit of money left. And obviously I can adjust this if I don't get any brand payments, but I'm really hoping I do. So that's my budget. That's what she looks like. I will probably get questions on my taxes too. I save up for my taxes throughout the year. So when I got the amount that I owed this year, I had that in a tax account. So I'll talk about this all in my like little money account video, but that's kind of it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me down below what one of your April goals is or what one of your like March accomplishments is. I'd love to know. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!